In the previous lesson, we saw how we could create a pixel, but one of the things that would be nice is instead of having to type this manually, I would really like to be able to create that using the datetime module. I can import my datetime. So from datetime module, I'm going to import the datetime class. And now I can use it to get today's date by tapping into datetime.now. But if I print this out, you can see that this is clearly not going to be in the format that I need it to be. So I'm going to comment out my request and I'm going to take a look at what my data looks like. This contains the date and time, and it's in a different format. So whenever we encounter a new API or a new service, they often want the date and time in a different format. For example, in Asia, the year tends to come first. In the US or in the UK, the year tends to come at the end. How can we format the Python date to any format we need? Well, there's a really useful method called the strftime method. And this allows us to pass in a string that will format the date that we get back from datetime into any format we need. For example, if we pass in %a, then we'll get the short version of the weekday. If we pass in %b, then we'll get the full name of the month, and so on and so forth. So we can use this table to actually create the exact date format we need. Let's go ahead and take this today, and let's go ahead and use the string ftime, and we're going to pass in a string. Now the first string we need is the year in the full version. So this is going to be %y, and it's a capital Y. Now if you need a dash, then you can add a dash. If you need a space, then you can add a space. But in my case, I actually want it all together. So the next thing I want is the month as a number. So that's %m, and then it's %d to get the day of the month. Now, if I actually print this out, you can see that this is formatted in the exact format I need. And if I want to add in a, asterisk there, then it will format it like that. If I want to change the date to a word like Wednesday or December, then I can simply change that format string. Now that we've managed to do this, then we can get our datetime programmatically using the datetime.now method. We can also use it to create any datetime of our choosing. So let's say I wanted to backtrack to create a pixel for yesterday. Well, then I can simply create my datetime by specifying the year, the month, and the day. So today's 24th, so yesterday was 23rd. And then it's going to take that date and it's going to format it into the correct format and then post a quantity. So let's say that yesterday I did cycle a bit more actually. Let's say it was 15 kilometers. Now if I go ahead and uncomment this and run it again, it's going to post the latest piece of data to Pixella. And if we now update our graph, you can see I've now got 2 pixels, and this one is a lot heavier in terms of color to show that I cycled a lot further than today. And we've now got a total kilometer, a max, a min, an average, and the total number of pixels. The last thing I want to show you before we finish off with this project is how we can update and delete pixels using the put and delete requests. That's what we're going to do in the next lesson.